Hi guys, so I attended a conference recently and it spoke about something very important, which is Africa is at a crossroad. Our people believe in democracy, yet for many, democracy has not delivered. From Ghana to Gambia, from Nigeria to Burkina Faso down to Cameroon, the same questions echo through every hall of leadership. Why is our democracy struggling to meet the needs of our people? This was the central question at Fixed Politics African Conference, themed Democracy in Crisis, exploring new pathways to governance and development in Africa. The event brought together changemakers, scholars, political leaders, and citizens and activists determined to find new answers. The conversations were honest, sometimes uncomfortable, but very necessary. We talked about corruption, state capture, vote buying, and how these issues continue to weaken the democratic structure meant to serve us. But we also talked about hope and how young Africans are beginning to rise, to learn, and to lead differently. For me, this was more than just a conference. It was a classroom, a mirror showing us where Africa truly stands and what we must do next. We explored 4K thematic labs, which is 1, fighting state capture and restoring trust, because when a few people control the state for private gain, democracy becomes an illusion. 2, rights-based governance, that the legitimacy of every government must come from protecting its citizens' rights, not silencing them. 3, safeguarding elections integrity, because democracy dies the moment election loses credibility. And 4, protecting democracy activists and leaders, because speaking up should not be a death sentence in Africa. Delegates from across Africa, young people from Ghana, Gambia, Burkina Faso, Nigeria, and Cameroon, all shared one goal: to make democracy deliver. The energy in that room was electric. We were not just talking about politics, we were talking about people's lives, jobs, education, healthcare, freedom, and the dignity every citizen deserves. We asked, what must we as Africans do differently to make democracy work? What roles do the United Nations and the ECOWAS play in supporting democracy in Africa? One key message echoed throughout the conference: democracy is not a spectator sport. It thrives when citizens are informed, active, and courageous enough to demand accountability. And that's where we, the youth, come in. Africa's large and growing population of young people is not a cost. It's our greatest opportunity, a source of energy, creativity, and potential for economic and political progress. We are more educated, more connected, and more exposed than any generation before us. But if we remain silent, our silence becomes complicit. The next chapter of Africa's democracy will be written by those who dare to engage. Beyond the policies and papers, this conference was also about community, about realizing that across borders, we share the same struggles and the same dreams. That democracy is not just about election, it's about values, transparency, integrity, and justice. And that even though we come from different countries, our destinies are intertwined. To fix politics in Africa, we must fix leadership. And to fix leadership, we must fix the citizens' mindset.
We should consider the life and the livelihood of our children. We should be investing in education. We should be investing in health rather than paying ourselves, feeding ourselves out of the poor people of this country. I will start with this August Assembly, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, to see the salary of the Honorable Speaker increased from 658 million to 658,000 to 1,560,000. I feel ashamed to call myself an honorable member, Honorable Speaker. I gave myself for service. I did not give myself for the poor people to feed me and my family, Honorable Speaker. When I saw this, I felt embarrassed. I did not want to come to this budget session because I said to myself, there is no need, because we are just sharing the cake in our pockets, going home, feeding ourselves. Not only that, but to see the responsibility allowance, the residential allowance, the roaming allowance, and all those for the representatives of the people. It is embarrassing for me to go back to my poor constituency and tell them that the meager resources of this country, I am paid that much at your expense. I took an oath, Honorable Speaker, to serve and to give back.
Honorable Fatimata's bold call for servant leadership truly inspired the room, a reminder that true power serves the people. And our one-on-one chats with her made it even more impactful. Watching young leaders graduate from the School of Politics, Policy and Governance gave me so much hope for Africa's future politics and democracy. And ending the day with great food and conversations made the experience totally unforgettable. I left the Fixed Politics conference with more questions than answers, but also with hope. Hope that this generation will not give up. Hope that we can build a new political culture rooted in accountability and service. Hope that someday democracy will no longer be a promise but a reality for every African. Because fixing politics is not just a movement, it's a mission, and it starts with you and me. See you in my next video. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Bye.